Welcome. And finally, delegation from Slovenia with 5 teams. Okay, then I would like to welcome to the stage the Dean of the Faculty of Computer Science who hosts this event to say a few words.
Hello everyone, it's so nice to see you here, to see the full room bursting with energy. I would like to welcome you here at the Faculty of Computer and Information Science. A few words about our faculty at the beginning. We are the largest higher education institution with computer science programs here in Slovenia. At the moment, we have more than 1,600 students and 15 study programs. Some of them are interdisciplinary with other faculties in Slovenia, and some of them are international, double degree with universities from all over the world. This weekend, you are here to compete in programming. We all know that programming can be beautiful and fun, but it can also be challenging and even annoying. However, I hope that you will have lots of fun in the competition and that you will be proud of yourself at the end without regard of your placement in the finals. As a teacher, I always support students who participate in various challenges and competitions. It shows your ambition, your curiosity, and also hard work in the background. And at least for that, you should always be proud of yourself. And I believe that all of you who are here today, you will have your careers somehow related to programming and computer science. From industry to business, or maybe academia, or you will start your own company. But wherever you go, be proud of yourself and use your knowledge well. Use it where you think it matters, and use it in a way that you will still always be able to be proud of yourself. Be aware that you are building our common future. At the end, I would like to express a big thank you to the organizers who prepared this event and sacrificed a lot of their personal time so that we can all be here today. Thank you also to all the mentors for all your work with the students, and I would also like to thank you, the sponsors, for their support. This event would not be possible without their support. I hope you will all enjoy your time here in Ljubljana, and of course, I wish you the best of luck in the competition. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words. Next, I would like to welcome to the stage the Director of Development of the ICPC Foundation, Veronika Soboleva.
Good morning, everyone. I am so delighted to be here. First of all, I would like to thank the University of Ljubljana for hosting this event. It's, well, I couldn't come here last year because the first time they've been hosting the event was last year, but I heard so many positive feedbacks, and now I can see why. Like, once we come here, we feel like a family. It's such a homey and cozy feeling, so please enjoy this moment. We have a lot of nice snacks, as you could see in the sponsor area, and just enjoy this time, meet your friends. What I can tell you is that most of the students, like, you're competing, but they you are here also to get and to make new friends, and also most of the sponsor representatives, they have some of the former ICPC competitors at their booth. So I would like again to thank everyone, of course, first of all of the students, all of the competitors, because you worked really hard and you made it to almost the final point. Of course, all the volunteers, let's give a big round of applause to all of them, because without them it would never happen here. And and a special round of applause to the man behind the scene. It's Andy. who didn't sleep I don't know how many nights, and Andy and his team, so special thanks to Andy. He worked really hard with his team. And special thanks, of course, to the sponsors. I encourage all of you to come and visit the exhibition area if you didn't do so. So I would particularly like to thank the JetBrains, the global tool sponsor. If you are not familiar with their tools, you should go and check it out. The Huawei, the multi-regional diamond sponsor, and the World Finals diamond sponsor. They have a lot of opportunities for research, so I would encourage everyone to go and find out. And Jane Street, the multi-regional platinum sponsor, they have also a lot of great internship opportunities, and they have some of the former world champions here at their booth, so come and make friends. And finally, which is a very interesting company, it's our regional gold sponsor, and this is a startup that was initially founded by one of the ICPC contestants. So I would let you discover more. And now I would like to share a few words with you about the ICPC Global, because many of you know how CERC works, but maybe you are not very much familiar with the global ICPC and what is the ICPC Global Community. I will not have much time, but I would like to share with you a few numbers. So overall, globally, we have more than 60,000 people competing every year. Like here you can see the number 59,000, but it's because of COVID. Generally, it's more than 60,000. We're getting there. It's the competition that has been founded in 1960s with more than 4,000 universities competing every year. We have more than 643 sites. So we're at one of them right now. So in case you decide to go and travel somewhere, you will always find ICPC events all over the world. You can go and check icpc.global and find what is the event happening next to you. We have more than 120 countries participating, but what I would like to emphasize, we're not the competition of countries, we're a competition of universities, because even if we have to list all the countries sitting here in this area, it will be like much more than the countries we saw on the intro slide today. Here is a slide with a distribution of regions, how many universities are competing in every region. And of course, you know that it's a multi-tier competition culminating at the World Finals event. So culminating at the World Finals event. The current world champion is the MIT. So maybe you know some of these guys. If you don't know, you will definitely meet them if you come to the World Finals event, which I wish you can do. And this is the distribution of the previous World Finals events. As you know, the regional events, they are mainly happening at the same location. If it's not the same location, it will still be in the same region. But the World Finals, they are like the Olympic Games. They are moving every year. So you are now competing for the World Finals that will take place next year. And who knows which is the location? Anyone? Yes, it will be in Kazakhstan, Astana. So those of you who will be qualified from this event will be able to compete at the upcoming World Finals in the new location. Last but not the least, I wanted to share with you an overview of the community to make sure that you know how connected you actually are. And like wherever you go, you can always mention ICPC and meet some like-minded people and get friends. We did a small survey a few years ago. We took a sample of 30,000 alumni and we checked what are they doing right now. So as you can see, it's like a sample of 30,000 alumni out of 400,000 alumni. Most of them, they are going into engineering, like software jobs. A good number is going into research. And what's interesting is that good percentage is they are becoming founders of co-founders of the startups. And as I mentioned, some companies presented here today, they are the good examples of that. And this is the slide. Don't even try to read, but it's a very interesting slide. It's done purposely like that because it's the top 200 employers from this sample. But what's interesting, that you can meet all the sectors. ICPC alumni are working in all the sectors. You can find, of course, a lot of IT and software companies, but also a lot of fintech companies, banks, consulting. And the funny fact is that Tesla and SpaceX, both together, they have more ICPC alumni than NASA, right? So if you are looking for some breakthrough, check out what's happening in the community. And if you are looking for a good job or internship opportunity, if you're applying for one of these companies, you will definitely find someone from this community who will be happy to introduce you to the process. And just a few examples here. The world champion 1993, Craig Silverstein, he was the first employee of Google. You know, then we have the founders of Databricks, the founder of Quora, and this upcoming World Finals will have a special tech talk from the ICPC alumni, Jakub Palczonski. He is actually originally from Poland, and he is the chief researcher at OpenAI. He's the guy behind the ChatGPT. So I'm just sharing this with you to give you an overview of how well connected you are. So don't underestimate this opportunity. Start today, make friends, and thank you for being here. And if you have any questions, we will be here around. We'll be here to support the competition. So I wish you all the best and good luck.
Thank you for this broader context and shedding the light onto the wide-ranging areas of ICPC. Next, we would like to welcome to the stage Boba Manova, the ICPC European Contest Director, to say a few words herself.
Good morning. Who is here on CERC's first time? You are very welcome. So I will not talk about past. I will talk about now. And now you will ask me how many teams will go from this regional contest to finals. Is there somebody who doesn't want to know? Okay, me. I would like to know it. I will tell you 3 for sure, 4 or for almost sure. And because the best teams will go to finals, I would like to invite them also for European Championship 24. EU doesn't European Union, it's a Europe. Championship. It will be in Prague, 22nd, 24 March next year. Host is Czech Technical University. We have already, I hope so, web page. You can follow what is on. There is already schedule, and you will be invited if you will be eligible. And who will be invited? Contests are between the top institution, and I hope also those who already will pass to finals from here will come to Prague for European Championship, because they can win championship, they can receive good prizes. And as you know, finals in last year, we had some problems, COVID, first war, second war. There will be, I hope, no such problem in Prague, and all of you are welcome in Prague. 13 teams from each region, it means also from Central Europe, will be invited. 13 best, which will be in the link. But as for finals, there is 1 team per institution, but we have a very special regulation. After 10, last 3 teams will be chosen very complicated way. We did 3 years of simulation of this system, and we found that there will be, in some special cases, possibility to get 2 teams from 1 institution. Don't ask me more. I know it. It took me 3 years. Participation is on invitation only. All 13 teams will be invited after the CERC. We have a meeting of steering committee on Monday morning, and You will receive invitation, you will receive all information, and I hope all who will be invited will come. So, see you next year in Prague, and I'm happy to say good luck for CERC, and even in case if you will not go to finals from here, you have possibility for European championship. And thank you. And my last sentence. Thank you to Slovenia, Professor Andy, and all those people here. They, at university also, they did great job, and after 3 years, they are very good organizers. But as we have a rules in our region, probably we will move next year somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you for your additional motivation and an interesting speech. Next up, from the man who lost all his sleep, according to some testimonies.
Well, the testimony is that at 1 o'clock... Thank you. Thank you very much. The testimony says that at 1 o'clock these slides were finished, okay? Yeah, good. Look at your watch, yes, it's like, well, 9 hours ahead, right? Anyway, thank you very much to everybody and each of you to come here, and I hope that you will have a nice time here. Also, I wish you not the luck, but a lot of success with your tasks, which I hope you will find interesting and challenging. Before going further, I would like also to thank all my guys here, wherever they are, the blue guys. They did an excellent job. Thank you very much. Thank you for the dark green guys being patient. Yesterday at the registration we had small hiccup, but eventually everything was okay. We hope that everything will be okay as well today. Now, there is still the same problem with as last year with the cafeteria where we will have a lunch. We couldn't expand it, you know, it's kind of as big as it is. So please try to organize yourself in reasonable way. You can take the food out of the cafeteria, eat it, whatever you want, and that's basically it. Welcome to Ljubljana. Enjoy the city, enjoy the competition. Last year, I think Jure said something that the lights are on, and indeed Ljubljana is very nice, should be these days, because we got also some very small portion of snow, which is kind of surprising for this year. Thank you very much.
And now we will hear a word from all of our sponsors, starting with Jane Street, who is the ICPC multi-regional platinum sponsor.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Kuba. I work at Jane Street. 3 of us came from London yesterday to meet you all and to compete tomorrow because these competitions are so fun. We all took part in those in the years past, and it's going to be just great to compete again. But in the meantime, before the competition, I really invite you to check out our stand, to talk to us. We are past competitors, and I think it's a great opportunity for you to talk about what you can do after these competitions. So good luck and have fun. Thanks.
These competitions help to create and empower a new wave of talents and leaders in digital technology, and they help to grow a new generation of future programmers.
The competitive programming community is special to me just because I grew up with it. I started doing this when I was 12, and it basically kickstarted my whole career.
I think it's important for Jane Street to be supporters of ICPC community because this community is very important for development of many young people who just started their journey with software engineering.
What makes ICPC special to me is that people from many different countries just come together to one place to compete against each other and create a community.
Many Jane Streeters have been involved in the same competitions you're here to take part in. I met some of my closest friends through these competitions, and to this day I still enjoy solving problems with them.
I have been competing in ICPC for 10 years. It was what introduced me to the world of programming, to the world of problem solving.
My experience at ICPC prepared me for my role at Jane Street, mostly in terms of being able to formulate my ideas clearly and implement them quickly.
I use a lot of programming skills I learned during my years in ICPC competitions.
I think Jane Street is kind of similar to ICPC in a sense that we solve a lot of complex and interesting problems in a very quick matter. And I think this experience led to me being successful in my career and having a lot of expertise in what I do.
This is how I've met a lot of friends in high school and in university. We participated in competitions, we share a passion for competitive programming, and now we work together at Jane Street.
You're surrounded by people who care about the same things as you. If I could give advice to someone competing today, I would say make as many connections as you can.
The most important part is to find your friends, gain knowledge, and have fun.
Based on your reactions, you enjoyed and remembered the video. That's good, more are coming. Next, we welcome JetBrains, our ICPC global sponsor of programming tools. Welcome, Julia Bobovic, please.
Hi everyone. My name is Julia, and I'm here on behalf of JetBrains to give a little speech. Actually, this is my favorite place to give speeches, any ICPC contest. Well, because for one thing, this is a super cool event, and for another thing, I must admit I have a little bit of stage fright, and I know that most of you are either sleeping or thinking about the contest, so it's like a win-win. I mean, it's I get to practice, and you guys get to hear a very short speech. So yeah, but essentially I want to say that all of you here are, you should be really proud of yourself. It's a great achievement to just be here. All of you spent lots of hours, put in a lot of effort to be here. Well, I mean, whatever the outcome of the contest, at least you got a trip to Ljubljana out of it. This season, it's really pretty. Everything is shining, so, and this leads me to thank all the ICPC organizers. Thanks so much, local organizers. Thanks, global organizers. I really love this event. Our company loves this event, and yeah, so good luck and most importantly, have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, JetBrains, and thank you also for providing the software that is installed on all the in the contest environment. Next, we have. Why do I always forget my? Okay, at least I went into the right direction this time. Now we'll see a video from Huawei, the ICPC Diamond World Finals sponsor. Thank you to Huawei. And I would like to welcome to the stage Luo Wei, the HR Director of the Warsaw Research Center.
Well, so many speech has been here, and what my challenge that I found when I try not to duplicate what others have already told, what I can see becomes less and less. Well, so this will be short. Firstly, so glad to be here again as last year in the same venue and see many friends, many familiar faces here. Here I want to share two concepts from Huawei that many of our friends here actually asked me before. They asked why Huawei is interested in to be involved in such events. Since we are a commercial company, but to support such contests bring us no commercial benefits. Okay, so I'm very happy to use this chance to share with everyone that there is two ideas from Huawei. Firstly, in this world of variety, what we believe is that to communicate, to cooperate with the most brilliant people here is the only key to solve the possible problems we may face in the future. And we are not only face on some we not only focus on instant commercial benefit, but also the long-term development for all individuals and to bring a digital world to the everyone. And the second is that we are very willing to especially cooperate with young people. Is that we believe that age itself is not meaningful, not bring the value to people's life. What brings people value is their ambitions, their courage, and their executions, and their cognitions. With them, I think that with those specialities, I think that will make our lives better. So, yeah, as I said, this will be a short talk. I don't want to waste too much of time, so you need some time rest and prepare for the practice and the contest. So finally, congrats everyone that you have already reached so far to the CERC, and wish you all have a good result in this competition. And the most important, again, have fun with it. Thank you.
Thank you for the words and sharing the vision. Next, we would like to thank our other sponsors, golden regional sponsors, at least Pinely, with their suspicious green popcorn. And the Slovenian Association of Informatics and Telecommunications. Okay, we're almost at the end of the opening ceremony. After this, we'll have a short 5-minute break. You can go to the toilet, and then the tech talks from the sponsors will start. After that, we'll have contest rules, lunch, and then the practice contest. Q&A session, free time. Okay? Orientation, you'll find yourselves in 2 buildings. This is called Object X. The central circular glass building is called Object X. And then to the right is the Faculty of Computer Science. Yeah. As I'm standing that way, whatever, you have arrows pointing you there. So home base is this, lecture room A. Whenever there's something going on, it's in here, like presentation, Q&A, stuff like that, tech talks. Lunch and banquet are in this building, 2 floors up. Okay, toilets are on this floor and on the first floor and also on the second floor. Yeah, on every floor you have toilets. Like because they're usually busy, and usually the men toilets are busy, contrary to, I don't know, concerts. You can go in multiple floors if you want. Okay, contest is in the first floor over the sky bridge. So you'll go out, you'll go up, and then just go straight. There's a sky bridge, and then you go to the Faculty of Computer Science. There will be coaches will be direct left, contestants behind the red tape. I don't know if that's a figurative red tape. I think it's literally black, but whatever, there's a tape. Behind the tape, you'll find your lab. Already on the sky bridge, you can see which room you're in. You'll be in the same room today. You'll be in the same room tomorrow. Find where you are, and then go there. Yeah, on each room you have the list of teams, and then your computer is labeled. Also on the screens on top of the rooms, because we're an IT faculty, and screens are there. Yeah, staff has blue shirts. If you're lost, if you don't know anything, if you want to know anything, ask somebody in a blue shirt. Oh no, you can try bribing Tomasz. He's our, he's not here. Because he got some bribes and he's up there. Okay, these are Andy's parting words, I assume. I can read them, okay. Knowledge and ignorance are like volume and the surface of the balloon. And let your balloons be really big. Yeah, 5 minutes break. And then sponsor Tech Talks. We're looking at the first talk from them. Yeah, they will introduce themselves by their own wishes. Thank you.
So, hi everybody. My name is Pavel. As you can see, I have participated in ICPC. I have some experience in that. And, well, this would be a totally non-technical talk, although the names in schedule says it would be technical talks. We lied you a bit, but hopefully no one would be against. It would be much more philosophical about why ICPC experience is useful. Because I have a lot of ICPC experience. I have now some real-world experience, whatever it means, and want to talk about why it's useful. And can you please switch to the slides? And then there would be a small part about internships by my colleague Julia at the end. Okay. Okay, can you please move to full screen mode? Okay, so the one part of this talk is I want to make it a bit interactive. You see, here is Dinar. He has a microphone. At some points of the lecture, I would ask questions, and as we have a shortage of time, please 2 or 3 answers from the people. If you want to answer, you raise the hand. Dinar comes to you with microphone. You answers. I would repeat it if someone didn't hear. And great. So let's test it. This is not a question with repeat answer. Please raise your hands if you're using C++ for the contest. Okay, most of you. As you know, JetBrains is doing a lot of different things. And for example, for those who want to try something except C++, we have Kotlin Heroes contest on Codeforces. It would be held on the next Monday. I totally recommend it as a person who working on Kotlin. I especially recommend it, and who is a bit involved in preparation. So you can find, with scanning this QR code, you can find a landing with some fancy information, with a video of Gennady Karatkevich solving problems in Kotlin and stuff like that. Also, you can just go to Codeforces and solve problems on Codeforces. Sorry, I need to do some advertisements. Also, continue advertisements. There is one more event, which is about new languages, which is not organized by JetBrains, but sponsored by JetBrains. It's called Advent of Code. It's a competition organized by some guy from United States who publish a problem each day from 1st to 25th of December. And here is a link to JetBrains' collaboration with this event. Long story short, if you solve this event on Kotlin for at least 3 days, you can participate in some merge and win some merge. Check the details on the screen. Okay, so now I have a test question to test how it works for open questions. Which IDEs do you use for C++? Great choice for those who are strong enough. Any other answer? I heard C-Line. That's one I totally like. No, that's an interesting choice. Okay, so that's how it works. Let's not finish. That's the not point of the lecture, so let's go further. So just for those who are not using C-Line because of there is no community version, most of you are students or university teachers. For students and university teachers, there is a free license. You can just Google it with JetBrains educational license or scan this QR code. So please, if the only thing which was stopping you from using our IDEs, if you don't have license, you actually have tried. They works great. Okay, and here let's start with actual talk. That was just an introduction. So here is some points about my competitive programming experience. It was quite a large. So I started participating at an age of 12 in 2007. This was 16 years ago. Well, that time goes fast. Okay, so in 2011, I was third on IOI. Then I participated in ICPC and was 5th in 2013 and 1st place in 2014. And also participated in a lot of contests not holding anymore. I don't know why companies stopping them, maybe because there are the same people each year. Sorry for that if that was the reason. So hopefully this shows I have some ICPC experience. So let's start discussing what the problem is. So while I was participating for ICPC as a serious student who was trying to win world finals, actually we have 3 5-hour teams competitions a week. And also this includes solving all online contests, code forces, Topcoder. Now Topcoder probably is not a thing, but still it was 10 years ago when I participated. And that took a lot of time. So one point I have is that top-level ICPC participation, I mean, when you are trying to achieve good results on world finals, not just, okay, I can come to one event a year and it's because it's funny. It's basically a full-time job. A full-time job when you when you're almost unpaid. Like, you can get some prizes on some competitions, but that's not the money you can live on if you're not Gennady Karatkevich. You do it in parallel with your studies. It's because no one clears for you. And you have a big risks. Like, you are not guaranteed in almost anything. So here I have a questions. Having all I've said right now, why did you come today? Anyone wanting to answer? I hope you have some reasons. Okay, here's one.
Fun.
Okay, solving problems is fun. That's actually one of great reasons, the one I like most. Any others? Okay. So I don't have slide with that. Okay.
Hello, yeah. Besides fun of solving problems, there are also many like-minded people who are like the essence of the universities they come from, and obviously there are opportunities of career where all the companies are gathering to offer.
Okay, let me try to summarize this. Like, if to summarize it in one word, community. This is a place where you can know a lot of people from different places. And actually, this is a great thing. I think for now, I have friends coming from ICPC experience in almost any reasonable company to work. And actually, that's a very big resource you are now mostly underestimating. Like, whatever you want to come, you would have friends there. You can ask them how this company works. You can ask them to refer you. That's a very big resource you need to care about. And okay, and also one thing is probably worth mentioning is to gain some skills, because that's what I most would be talking about, and what skills are you gaining. So let's continue with some of my experience. So on June 25, 2014, it was the day after, I'm not sure it was the day after World Finals or the day World Finals actually happens. Okay, so I've spent 8 years on training to ICPC. I won World Finals. What's next? So what did they have? Okay, a couple of nice photos with the cup. One you're seeing right now. That was 10 years ago, quite a lot. Okay, I have totally no real world experience because, as I said, serious ICPC participations is a full-time job. So you can't have another full-time job nearby. As I said, you don't have clears from your study, so I had an functional analysis exam in 5 days. I didn't start preparing, which was an issue, but never mind. And also, I was totally lacking of understand what's next. My job was done. I have no other. That's a problem. So basically, you have 3 directions of what's next. You can either go to research, which is a very nice option. Like, ICPC experience is very useful in computer science research. You know a lot of algorithms. You know how to solve problems. You like solving problems. That's thing to be honest, I've tried and didn't like much because of personal reasons. So I can't talk much about that. Also, there is such a direction like teaching. A lot of people with ICPC experience go to different teaching stuff. I have a lot of friends who work in teaching and very happy about that. That's also not for me. And also, you have such option like normal programmer job. In a big company, like, for example, in JetBrains, you can go and work. And at this point, there is a question. A lot of people talking that, oh, these ICPC guys, they know how to write unreadable code, and that's only they know. Not very good experience from some people. So here I have another question to audience. What do you learn from ICPC? Okay, here's one.
Okay. So you figure out incredibly fast what a problem is with a specific code that you are working on at your company, and also you can write code with less bugs than the average programmer.
Okay, let me summarize. So first of all, good debugging experience. Is it summarizing your words? That's funny. On the previous time I made this talk, that's actually one I think most important. So I'm very happy someone told this. But actually, on 2 times I give this talk previous times, no one did it, so I'm really impressed. Anyone else? Okay, here's one. Okay, that's one of the options. Let me explain what I understand of your words. You can fix me if I'm wrong. Like to work well in the team, you need to work in team. The ICPC competitions is not 3 separate competitions of 3 people separately solving problems. Talking with each other is important. Sharing ideas is important. That's one you learn a lot. Yeah, great. Anyone else? Oh, here's one more again on the same place.
You can work very good under stress.
Work very good under stress.
And, deadlines.
Sorry?
Deadlines. Under tight deadlines, much stress.
Okay.
It's so much easier.
So the contest is a stress. You learned a lot how to work under the stress. That's totally true. So now in JetBrains, I happily don't have much stress on the work, and that's perfect. Before that, I worked in a company when they can phone me in the middle of the night to fix something. That was quite stressful, and ICPC experience helped that a lot. I'm not sure that's thing you want to do, but being able is nice. Okay, so let's go to the list I've made. So the first one, which is mostly told by most people, you know a lot of algorithms. That's really nice. You know how to study complex things. It's useful in some specific areas. For example, if you graph algorithm is very useful if you would be going to some maps, or I don't know. That's a very stupid example, but okay. So there are some cases. My personal experience says that advanced algorithms are useful. The 2 most useful algorithms I know is binary search and linked list. They are not too advanced. Now I've moved to compiler. Here are a bit more advanced. Here you need to find strongly connected components, but still not a rocket science. But being able to understand complex things is always helpful. Another thing that are not useful at all, but people think that you know how to do very well, is writing code very fast, which is you never need, actually, almost never. And another thing is to write things very short, stuff like that. The real world job, whatever it means, is different from programming competitions, mainly on the ratio of how code is written and read. In programming competition, ideally you should write code once and read 0 times. In real world, the situation is totally opposite. You write code once and read thousands of times. Okay, not thousands probably, but many times. So it's much more important how fast you can read the code and how fast you can write, and writing code fast is totally useless. One other thing which I'm a bit surprised no one said is to write very performant code. Like in the stereotypes algorithm, like this ICPC write code which is super fast. Actually, you don't know how to do that. To check this, how many of you know how to use any profiler? Okay, like 10%, which is a nice result. The question is, probably if you don't know how to measure how fast your code, you don't know how to make it fast. Sorry. But there are some other things which you are actually good at, while not many people are good at. And as was said, the most important for me is to be able to debug with having almost no information about what's gone wrong, which is a trivial skill. Like, I saw a lot of people without ICPC background who was very good engineers, but then when you come to them with a bug without a producer, they totally have no idea what to do. Like, on the contest, you always have a bug without a producer. You don't know what went wrong, and you know how to deal with it. Also, you are very good in seeing corner cases. Like, on ICPC competition, you need to write a code which works always. And that's a trivial skill. Also, another one, which is hard to explain, is writing code that is hard to make a bug in. Well, if you don't do this, you will make bugs on every step. You can't write a problem which requires several parts if you make a bug in every part. You need to be able to write simple parts from scratch without any problems. So there is such a metric which is bug per line. I think there is an opinion then industry standards is something like bug per 10 lines, which is actually most people do. I think you can do much better. If you have a bug per 10 lines, you would be not able to do 100-line problems, which you do every day. And another skill, which is probably can be a bit my bias, is you are good in reading code. Oh, sorry. You're on ICPC competition, you have a quite untrivial experience on debug code on paper, because you need to save computer time, which is not the case in real world, but still learns you how to read the code efficiently, how to understand what went wrong, and stuff like that. This is a very untrivial skill. And the idea of what I was saying, you have, yes, because of you spend a lot of time on your ICPC trainings, you have a lack of some skills which companies can expect you have. That's not a big deal. You will get the skill for some time. But you have a set of different skills. The important part, which someone lacks, is you're not better than others. You're different than others. You know some things which no one else knows. You lack some other things which are not so important. This being different is an important power. You can do things no one else can do. And the companies who know how to work with that can benefit a lot of that. The other side, it's a problem. You are different. Most of companies don't know what to do with you. If you come to company and it expects you doing regular performance or based on what they expect you know, you would have problems because actually you have lack of knowledge of some things. You will get it with some time. That's not a big deal. Like code style is fixable, knowing industry standards is fixable. It's not hard parts. But if company doesn't know what to do, that would be a problem. So there are a lot of companies who knows and can do this. Please, when you are you would start to go to companies to work, please notice about this. You have specific skills, try to find how to use them for good. And just to say about my personal experience, in Kotlin team we have a lot of people with ICPC background. For example, ex-lead language designer Roman Yelizarov, who left our team a couple months ago by personal reasons, was participating in IOI before I was born in 1992. Also, he was participating in ICPC World Finals in 1996, which is probably earlier than most of you was born. And also, we have several team leads with different level ICPC background. I think 3 of them, including me, was participating in finals, and 1 more was participating in top-level regionals and didn't pass to final only because they was participating from same university as me at same time. So that's what I definitely use a lot. For example, typical report of I'm working on compiler, and typical report on compiler clash looks like, okay, I have a 10,000 lines problems, here is a stack trace. Not much information. Hopefully I have a stack trace, that helps a lot. But here comes a skill of debugging with having not much information. Also, this is probably too specific to my experience again, because language design is a very specific part of programming industry. But here's such a thing like feature interactions. Like if you see a Kotlin language, if you don't see, I can remember again, hey, we have Kotlin Heroes, Advent of Code, and stuff like that. there is a lot of small things to do in language, and they start interacting. When you introduce a new language feature, you need not only think how it should work, but also think how they would interact with all existing features. And at this point, ICPC experience of thinking of all corner cases become extremely useful. That's for my experience. Okay, so that's all I have. We also have a small part by you. Did I run too much out of time? How much more time we have? Okay. Okay. No. So now we have a small, another advertisement part about our internships by Julia. Unfortunately, we don't have time to a lot of questions. If you have some questions to me, I would be available at our booth for the rest of the day, and probably also tomorrow. Please come to talk, come to answer questions. Sorry for having not much time this time. Hopefully you like the talk.
Hey, I'm back. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, whatever. So I'm Julia, yet again. They said I could introduce myself, so I'm going to go with a special unicorn at JetBrains. I take care of most of the internships at our company, and I would like to take a minute to talk about them. As Pasha said, this is sort of a part of a normal programming experience that you can partake in after competing in ICPC. The first couple of slides are just some ad time for our company. So this is hopefully all of the products that we make. I hope most of you recognize at least one of them. Come on, work slides. No, come on, I'm pressing the button. What? You can look at the, what is it?
Yeah, just a second. Where's my mouse? Is it work?
Yeah, okay. So these are some stats about our company. So we've got 12 offices around the world, and we have an additional entity in Poland. Hopefully it's going to become an office soon, but we can hire locally in Poland. We have over 90 companies from the Fortune Global Top 100 companies that are our customers. And we have provided a whole bunch of licenses to students and teachers, like the free licenses that Pasha has already talked about. And don't forget to become another number in this number. Come on, why? What am I doing wrong? No. The 2 minutes are turning into 10. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you can actually just, switch right away. So these are our offices, the 12 offices plus the entity in Poland. So next, please. Oh, it worked, yay. So Pasha already had the slide. I just wanted to add that apart from free licenses for students and teachers, we also provide a 40% discount for graduates. So those of you who are on your last year, take advantage of that. Okay, so internships, finally. Our internships are project-based, which sort of sets us apart a bit from the other big IT companies. So that means that when you apply, you don't just do one contest or one set of test tasks and then get assigned to a team after the interviews. You actually choose the project you want to apply to first, and then apply to it and specifically interview for this particular project. We have these descriptions on our web app. There'll be a link to it shortly. And you can reach out usually to the supervisors of each project if you have any additional questions about the particularities of each project. The timing is flexible, so the deadline is December 29 for applying, but the timing of the internship itself can be almost anywhere next year. These are the instructions of how to apply. I know this is quite a lot of steps, but the thing is that we publish these projects for particular groups of students, and by that I mean you guys, ICPC participants. So in order to get to the descriptions of the projects, you absolutely need to first sign in and fill out your profile. There's a special check mark there that says ICPC participant. Don't forget to check it, and then you will see the projects and be able to apply. Yeah, and so it's been mentioned already a couple of times that research is a big interest for a lot of ICPC participants. JetBrains does have a bunch of research laboratories. Some of them are connected to software development. Some of them are purely scientific. Sometimes, like, there's bioinformatics labs and stuff like that. If that's what interests you, be sure to check out their website. Even if they're not providing internship projects, usually they're very open to communication. If there's a subject there, a research subject that really interests you, you can go ahead and just reach out directly to the team lead of the lab. Yeah, and that's it for my little second little speech of the day. Again, good luck, and if you have any questions about internships or other things at JetBrains, you can always come to our booth and or reach out to this email address. Thank you for your attention.
It's not completely multitasking. It's sorry. Yeah. Now the next talk will be by here's our host.
And now the next talk will be by. You have to turn on the slide. I don't know the schedule by heart. Oh yeah, thank you. By Mr. Pavel Irzhowski. The senior software research engineer from Dresden Research Center.
Thank you. Hello everyone.
For me, the best thing about programming is that whenever you have an idea, you can implement it right away with your own hands and see the result of it. So you can always test something new and create something new by yourself.
They can only find out how well they can do when they compete with others who are vastly talented. Understand, those are top students from the top universities of the world.
Yeah, so the trick is that you probably have to find some smart way to compute things for different AI.
It's the first time that I have the opportunity to compete in the World Finals. So what inspires me about competitive programming is that it's very dynamic. You have some hard problems to solve and you can immediately test your intuition and check if your code is correct or not. So I think that this dynamic environment is very exciting. All the people here are very excited about problem solving. They are always interested in learning new ideas. And I think this is a very good environment to be at.
I like the satisfactions of solving hard problems. Each problem has some optimal solution, and in the industry we usually have some approximate solution and we try to optimize it, try to make it better. One particular challenge that there is only one computer per person, and when one person is stuck on some problem, it's important to help him to try to debug it and together solve this problem and move on in the competition. I want to win the first place.
the traffic is really bad here, but probably with better scheduling, we can have a better traffic in the future. And I was doing the online scheduling, meaning that we're just solving real-world problems.
If you look at any of the great utility companies in the world that provide services, they only exist because people trust them. And an example is Huawei is one of the great trusted companies in much of the world and has great technology, but part of the reason that they do is because they have very creative minds who are focused on providing the services that people want. Today's natural resource are human beings, problem solvers, people who can adapt technology to create opportunity for other people.
I don't have any specific answer to how to improve world. I want to do something that would improve the life of all the people in the world.
So, hello everyone, and welcome to an introduction to industrial formal methods and hardware verification. But firstly, I want to tell a bit about myself. My name is Pavel Irzhowski, and as well as you are now, I earlier was a participant of ICPC events, and my team was skillful enough and lucky enough to get twice to World Finals and to win a bronze medal. So I wish you all to do all your best to solve as much problems as you can. Also, I have participated in different competitions in different formats, and I truly believe that ICPC is the best format and it is the most important competition. But this is competition of glory. We will talk a bit about other competitions. Optimization challenges are a bit closer to real life, and I promote two platforms where Huawei sponsors optimization challenges. They are CodeForces and AlgoTester. And actually, the last challenge at CodeForces, it ended just this Monday. So I understand pretty well why most of you could not participate in this challenge. You had to prepare to the ICPC. But you are welcome to all following challenges, and maybe price table will motivate you. And also, I would like to share my job experience at Bell Huawei Technologies in Minsk. I was solving this problem, mixed integer linear programming problem, which is pretty easily formulated as we have a set of linear equalities and inequalities, and we also have a linear function which we want to maximize or minimize. This problem is interesting from academic point of view because when all variables are real numbers, then it is polynomially solvable. But as soon as we have a non-constant number of integral variables, this problem becomes NP-hard. And commercial value of this problem is that, okay, it's not just NP-hard, but it is pretty convenient for all other problems to be reduced to this problem. So if we have a good solver for this problem, then we can solve many other problems quickly. And many scheduling problems are really reduced to mixed integer linear programming problem. And it can be solved for thousands of variables. I understand that it sounds pretty strange when I use in the same sentence words like NP-hard problem, thousands of variables and successfully solved, but yeah, it happens. So when we talk about hardware, how faster it becomes, we can notice that one thread CPU its performance doesn't increase much for last 20 years, maybe 10 times only, because we reach some natural limits for one thread CPU. That's why we have multiple thread CPU, multiple cores, and when we do with huge computation, we need to use more and more threads. So we have a question: what is the most effective way to increase speed of a single of some application if it requires much resources? Please raise your hands. So I guess we need to use the second microphone.
Or scream very loud. Or scream very loudly.
That's a good opinion. Another answer?
Yeah. You can parallelize it even more by using GPU.
That also makes sense.
You can buy better hardware. No, that's cheating.
So, anyone else? Who said it? Yeah, this is the correct answer. Because first of all, we need to think about algorithms, and just when we reach limit of our abilities or we meet some natural lower bounds, then we have to increase performance using parallelization. And that's why our department, and now I'm working in Dresden Research Center, and our department global target is to produce some end-to-end verification for multi-threaded applications. So we want an application to have no bug, but we can't verify all applications at once. There are too many of them. So each application should be verified separately. But all applications, their their correctness is always based on some underlying layers, which could be compiler or interpreter, together with all standard libraries, one of which is concurrency library. And we have a project for verification this library, and this team get a good success. They continue developing this verification, but correctness of concurrency library is also based on some underlying layer correctness, which is operating system. We also have a team for operating system verification, which works with open source operating system only, which is Linux. That's why Huawei becomes one of the most important contributors into Linux development. Because many bugs are uncovered during this verification process. But this job can't be done fully, I guess. And the underlying layer for operating system is firmware and basic input-output system. Currently, we don't have any project about this layer. Maybe when you will come to our department, you will start this project. Or else you can join our team as an intern or PhD student for any other project. But firmware and BIOS correctness also based on some assumptions about hardware, that hardware is correct. And my team is dealing with hardware verification on logical level. But we also have some assumptions about correctness on underlying layer, which is physical laws. And that's what we are supposed to be true, and we can't verify them. We just think that our engineers do their best to provide us transistors and other elements which work well. So end-to-end verification means that we have one end is physical laws and another end is not user but application. And all in between can be verified and should be verified. And I will explain what means verification, but now I want to step aside and I need 6 volunteers for to make a show. Please come. Come. Three more and at least one girl, please. Yeah, I said we will step aside. Let's look at this integral. Maybe you like integral or not. What? Too many? Oh, sorry. We should have only 6 people. One. Yeah. So thank you. So maybe he was frightened by integral. But some of you maybe know the value of this integral. It is p divided by 2. But let's look at another one. We multiply underlying function but by the same function of x divided by 3. And what do we get? We get p divided by 2 once again. And now I want you so please. So now we will try to guess the next elements. And you have just two options, p divided by 2 or some other number. So please, when we go to the next step, what do we get? Vote. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, p divided by 2. That's correct. Let's step once again. Okay, yes, that's correct. Let's go further. So vote 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's correct. And yeah, we continue this process, and so you have no doubt as far as I see. And what's here? Yeah. Okay. Once again. Maybe someone wants to change his mind. Yeah, someone wants. And that was correct. It looks like a small difference from p divided by 2. But if we continue this sequence to infinity, we will get much more significant difference. So I want to thank you, volunteers. Just get your prizes and take your seats. There is a story behind these integrals. Jonathan Barwijn was investigating these integrals, and when he uncovered this surprising effect, then he decided to test Maple, which was the best mathematical software at that time. It was 2001. There was no Wolfram Alpha at that moment. So he computed these integrals in Maple and understood that Maple computes these integrals correctly. So he decided to write a mail to developers, and he said, take a look. We have p divided by 2, p divided by 2, p divided by 2, 7 times in a row. And then you give some other value. You have a bug. So developer of Maple wasted 3 days and 3 nights to uncover this bug until he understood that that was a joke. So what I want to say and show that we all make some wrong conclusions sometime. And hardware developers also have the same bug of thinking. They make bugs. And one of the most famous bugs in Intel processors was in coprocessor when real numbers division was not giving correct results. Maybe only 1 case per billion was wrong, but that was enough to for reputation loss and also to lose some money because all buggy processors were exchanged or came back to the company. So the question is, how much money lost Intel by this bug? What is your opinion? So, Intel is American company, so they measure money in dollars. Okay, that's a good try. Also a good try. 50 million. 500 million. And okay, who? 611 million. 700. 1 billion. Okay. 50 billion. Million. Okay. Sorry. 300 million. 0. Okay. The most close answer was 500 million. We have a winner. So just one bug costed almost $500 million. So if you think that nowadays there are no bugs in processors, then this is another wrong conclusion. And the next question is about how many published bugs do we have in 20th generation of processors. So any option? 7? 126? 25,000? Okay. 50? 95? 260? 800? 127? 5? 128? 100, so 300 and 120? 400. So the most close answer was, as far as I remember, 50. Who said 50? Oh, sorry. I said to have 45, almost 45 in total. And I used only 20. So 63 errors were published. So I'm almost out of time. I'm sorry. So I wanted to discuss, as an example, to discuss addition, which can be done. We can add two 1-bit numbers, and it's pretty easy. Can be formalized as is, and we can use only two elements. And but why is it called half adder? Who has any idea? Yes. So this is the correct answer. Because when we add n-bit numbers, like we have done it at school, sometimes we have carry bit which is non-zero. So we need full adder which adds 3 1-bit numbers. And based on this full adder, we can make so-called carry chain adder, which adds 2 numbers bit by bit. So we can implement such schemes. Now we should not draw it or connect some wires manually. We can just write a program in special language to define hardware design. And here we have this carry chain adder. I introduced intentionally one strange bug, which is not so easy to catch using some number of tests. And when I was talking about verification, I mean that each step should be verified using mathematical methods, that for every input, for every scenario of usage, we have correct result. And correct result here, we mean according to the specification. So we don't check specification correctness. It's another level of logic, but we can check that output corresponds to the specification, and here we need just one line for our tool chain to check the correctness of this model. And if we compare running time to brute force approach, then you see that we have much, much faster. Even for a 64-bit summand, we need 16 seconds only with a half. And I personally think that it's too much. We should optimize it further, because addition is a very simple model. Okay, that's all for today, because I'm out of time. Thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions to me, feel free to contact me.
Thank you very much for your presentation and for your adjustability.
Thank you.
Okay, now pay attention. We will speed run through contest rules. You're supposed to know them anyway from your own contests. I'll not talk here because I can't see the board. Okay, go. Contest language is English. You have 1 computer per team. The contest lasts 5 hours. Allowed materials are books, notes, and program listings. Specifically not allowed are machine-readable data, calculators, phones, electronic devices, and headphones. You are allowed keyboards. After the practice session, you leave them at your desk, and we will inspect them overnight. Supported languages: C, C++, Python, Java, and Kotlin. Solutions are guaranteed only in C and C++. The judge system is the same as last year. The speed of the judge system is likely different than your local computer. Tested in the practice session, if you're interested in the difference. Documentation is available, so that the documentation for the judge system and the documentation for the languages is at the info tab. Your feedback will consist of 4 possible cases: okay, runtime error, time limit exceeded, or wrong answer. Trailing white space does not matter for your solutions. If you submit an okay upload, you can submit more, and those will be ignored. Compile errors don't count towards your time, like penalty time or the number of submissions. Memory limits, illegal system calls, or other things may manifest as one of the, well, usually runtime error, but as any of the other answers, well, not the okay one. You get a 20-minute penalty for each wrong submissions you make. Compile errors are displayed. You can see what's wrong. You don't get a penalty. Don't exploit it. In general, don't abuse the system. No reading, writing files, no network access, spamming, hacking, and stuff like that does not belong in this contest. You can go to a CTF. Sometimes an upload will be displayed for manual grading. This can be if we find something that's potentially suspicious. The judges will take a look. Usually in 1 minute, you will have your result. So it will change. This is nothing. Doesn't mean that anything is wrong. If you did everything by the rules, it's fine. It can have false positives. We will grade them correctly. Judges have the final say in all evaluations. Technical rules, same as last year. SSE intrinsics are not allowed. Inline assembly is not allowed. Calling clock or friends is not allowed. Pragma, so messing with compiler settings, not allowed. And obviously you're restricted to 1 computer. Okay, now starting procedure. It will be the same today and tomorrow. You have to wear your t-shirt and your badge, okay? Your badge needs to say contestant. People who are not contestants will not be let into the contestant area. And you need to have the green t-shirt so you look pretty in pictures. Yeah. Yeah, contestants have a different colored dot and a very tiny contestant text printed on the badges. When you go into the room, so before you go into the room, you turn off your electronic devices, you put them in your bags. You can hang your coats in the room. There are coat hangers available. You can leave the bags at front at the whiteboard. You find your designated desk. You don't touch anything. Scratch paper is already on your desk. The tasks are already on your desk. The login details are on your desk, but you shouldn't need them because you're already logged in. The proctors will come and nudge your mouse, so you will be able to see the judge system, which will say contest will start in blah, blah. And then when the judges declare the contest start, which should hopefully be simultaneously as your display changes to a contest page. Then you can start touching, you can start reading tasks, you can start preparing your template. In case there are any issues, contact the proctor in your room. They will contact us if they don't know how to reply themselves. I told that. In case your computer crashes, home directories should be saved. Any in-memory changes are lost. And in case you need to reboot or something, you can always ask for our technical assistance, but the login credentials are on your desk also. Okay, the judge system looks like this, except that it's green this year. This is how the task looks like. I have a laser pointer. Ooh. Okay, here, clearly. Here, during the contest, you will see ask a question On the top, it will take you to a forum. You can ask the question. Here are the limits of the task. Pay attention. Here you submit your solution. Here you will see your result. No refresh is needed. Ajax should normally refresh that. The sample cases, you can copy them here. Here is the time until the end of the contest. If you click on the contest name, it will take you to the scoreboard and the list of all tasks. Obviously the same if you go to contests. Here you will get a pop-up when we reply to any of your questions or if we make any system-wide announcements. For communication about the problems, use the ask a question. Don't ask proctors about the problems. They don't know anything about the problems and they won't be able to help you, and they also don't want to help you about the problems. They will help you with technical issues. Yeah, proctors may know less, will probably know less than you about the tasks, yeah. Ask at your own risk. You'll get the reply here. Any other problem, ask proctors. During the contest, so tap water is in the room, tap water is fine, drinkable, whatever. You have a bottle in your bag, right? Yeah, you have a bottle in your bag. Use a closed bottle in the computer room. Please don't destroy any computers. Food should be eaten outside the computer rooms, not inside. Toilets are on the same floor, so you can go to the closest toilet next to your room. Communication is allowed only between team members. Be aware of the noise levels. Celebrating is encouraged in moderation. Be happy when you get balloons. Scoreboard freezes 1 hour before the end or 30 minutes for practice session. You should see editors like on the desktop. There are desktop shortcuts for most favorite editors. You can print. 50 is the total number of prints you can make per team. There's a rate limit so that you don't accidentally print twice. You will get 3 sets of tasks. Today only 1. You have scratch paper. If you want extra, ask the proctors. In case you get stuck in some accessibility mode of XFCE and you are totally zoomed in, Alt Scroll gets you out. That's a problem from last year that we preemptively try to address. In the end, take your things, leave your computers alone, leave keyboards and credentials at your desk. Obviously, home directories will be removed until the next day, and the contest data will be available after the final. So for the practice session, sure, now, but tomorrow, the contest data will be available after the final ceremony. Can you just move 3 slides again, just for the floor plan? Yes. Yes. Yeah, this is the figurative red tape, which is black in real life. Whoops. So you will come here over the sky bridge. Here we will check that you're really a contestant and then go to your room, left or right. Here already you can read which is your assigned room. Yes, judges. Wait, coaches are here, right? Coaches are in the yellow room. Yeah, coaches are in the yellow room before the tape. Staff is here. If your rooms 12 and less are to the right, rooms more than 12 are to the left. Sure. You know all of that. Okay, so this afternoon, we're before time, cool. Practice session will start at 13:30. You be in your computer room by 13:15, please. Which means please leave lunch at 13 so that you get to your room on time. Now we will have lunch. We ask coaches and everyone else to wait here. Contestants eat first. Okay? If you're in the queue for lunch and you see a coach there, you're allowed to kick them out of the queue. Okay? Contestants need food. Okay. Coaches can visit during the practice session, during the last hour of the contest. And I think that's it. Yeah. I think that's it for the Which one? This? This? Oh yeah, yeah. No, I want to say this first. Today is, you have some free time in the evening. You already stole my line with the Christmas lights are on. If you go to dinner, you might want to make reservations, unless you want to get like kebab or burek. The walk to the castle is 10 minutes from the city center. But compared to last year, there is lunch on Sunday after the contest as well here.
So you will not need to search for the lunch place on Sunday, because last year we got quite some suggestions that this would kind of simplify the life.
Yeah, yeah. But this afternoon, you eat your own dinner. And yes. Okay, good luck. Contestants, food. No questions. Questions after the practice session. Yes. Okay. After you upload a solution, it may be displayed as a manual grading with a hand icon. After 1 minute, it will be displayed with whatever the judges have decided it is. Is manual. It should auto-refresh, like they should be able to see it, but yeah, you can refresh manually. Normally, it's runtime error, realistically. Like what happens with the manual grading is we detect you tried to read some files, but it wasn't you, but it was the exception handler of some language, and then it triggers like, something read files, and we're like, okay, it's a crash runtime error, and then you're fine. That's realistically what happens. Yeah. Yes. It's NFS, so remotely. Yeah, you will be disqualified. We've had that last year already. Yeah, the question is, if I want to generate a lot of test files legitimately for my problem, basically, how far can I go? We will do a short consultation with the technical team. Yeah, you'll get the answer after the Q&A. Try to keep it below 1 gigabyte for like rule of thumb. We'll have the question and answer session after the practice session when you'll have fresher questions and more problems. Eat.